sticks to it. What if that just unscrewed the screw? Oh, that would be so much more convenient than this. There is the screw with the magnet underneath it, and there's a magnet inside as well that is trying to repel it, and that is the only reason it keeps popping out. Let's take a look inside. Pretty much identical to what we saw in the Worm 2021, where when you pull down, there are the two magnets that repel each other, and this adds resistance in the same way that a spring does. If you want to see the full explanation, I talked more about it in my Worm 2021 review, but basically, even if you didn't know what was going on inside this core, my customization system video covers all of it. Even though it covers springs, this does exactly the same thing. But like with the Worm 2021, I do want to test something, so I'll use this tool and get them all to the highest possible setting. As you can see from the blue teeth here, if I went one more step, it would go over the edge and down to the lowest setting, and right now the blue is popping out a lot. Then I'll just go onto every single side and get them all to the highest setting. Alright, let's test it out. Ah, man. So much effort. This is such a slow cube. This went from like the fastest cube to the slowest cube. I mean, if you didn't like how fast the cube was, this does technically slow it down, but I would never want to slow it down this way. I would just put in a lot of slower loops until it felt slower, because this just feels incredibly restrictive. Oh geez. So there are settings you can play with, but I don't recommend the highest one. Go with either the lowest or play around with the lower settings. The higher settings are really not that useful. Besides that, there's nothing really to adjust here. There are no adjustable magnets, which is one disadvantage of this compared to the Worm 2021. And inside the core, there is also the screw, but the way it comes out of the box is usually pretty okay. So it's a fast cube, and I like fast cubes now, so let's get to testing. Alright, I did some solves, and I want you to see this. Oh, but it's okay. A few solves later, I got the same OLL, and it went very smoothly. That about sums up my experience with this cube. It is very fast, and I find it difficult to control, maybe because these pieces I liked when they were a little slower, but when they're faster, I am more sensitive to certain things about it, and I no longer like it quite as much. My opinion may change over time, as I generally had really good solves with this. It's just that every once in a while there would be a big disaster. I even slowed it down a bit by changing the inner blue setting up by 2 clicks, so if the lowest is 0, I am now on setting 2. I think when this cube is this fast, it's not quite as good as the Worm 2021 maglev, which is also just as fast, but the Worm feels a lot smoother and generally makes it easier for me to control it. Now, is this better than the $9 RS3M 2020? I think maybe not if you're closer to a beginner or mid-level, but at very high level, when you need very fast cubes to execute the hard finger tricks consistently, then I think this starts to look like an option. But then at that point, when you're looking at fast cubes, I think the Worm 2021 is a better version of this. This cube at only $14 is the best cube in its price range, along with the RS3M 2020. It just depends on whether you want a faster cube, which is this one, or a slower one, which is the 2020. I am really enjoying both of these maglev cubes from Moyu, and I'm excited for the new one from GAN as well. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any maglev cubes and if you think they're really good or not. Thank you to SpeedCube Shop for sending this cube to me, and remember, if you want to buy it, use the discount code JFirm. It will be even less than $14. Oh wait, the giveaway winners. 2 weeks ago, I uploaded a video with the giveaway, and now I'm selecting 10 random winners from the comments. Thank you to everyone for entering, and if you are one of the winners, go into the description and see how to claim your prize. I am flying over to SpeedCube Shop soon to sign some JFirm masks for the winners, as well as do some other stuff. You'll hear more about it soon. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
So bold. He's double espresso, all the way. Nutty and sweet. Latte macchiato. Okay, George, this one's for the prize? No, cool. extremely nice. Sweet. Don't forget to recycle. Bye! Unforgettable.
Nespresso. What else?
Ooh, where did the black outline go? Oh, there it is. There, Moyu, are you happy? Okay, first turns. I'm kind of nervous. Yes, it's good. This Space Cube, the RS3M 2020, is great, but it's not automatically great. And I actually had SpeedCube Shop send me 2 other versions before this one that I had to say, can you please make it differently? Because I didn't find them fast or easy to use enough, and this one is pretty much perfect. It's so much more fun to turn when it's set up well. I wanted this cube to feel very fast because if you're newer to cubing and you have somewhat of a slower cube, it can be hard to learn new finger tricks like D moves and reverse D moves and all this sort of stuff that's more difficult if your cube doesn't turn so well. So huge thanks to the hardworking people at SpeedCube Shop for going through multiple iterations to get the one that I wanted. I don't usually do this, but let's go do an average of 5. So a lot of you have asked me why I chose the RS3M 2020 as my creator cube when I could have chosen something like the GAN 11M Pro. I did talk about how good that cube was, but I have a few reasons why I chose this one instead. I did some solves on different cubes, and turns out I do pretty much equally well on many cubes. And over the past few months, I noticed there have been a lot more new viewers on this channel, so welcome, and I expect you guys are people who just learned how to solve the cube, so you're wondering what cube you should get to try and improve. It seems logical that the more you pay for a cube, the better it should be, but that's not always the case, and I wanted to prove that by having this creator cube, the RS3M 2020, which is a budget cube, but you can see I can get very good times on this. As in, I'm not making a sacrifice here. These are the normal times that I would get on any of my favorite cubes. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to promote something I believe in and also have it professionally set up. That way, if you're new to cubing, you don't have to really go through the trouble of figuring out what works. So if I chose a more expensive cube and a lot of the newer